Hey, this is Mike with Riding in the Ozarks, and today I'm at Renegade Harley Davidson looking at the new 2024 models on the Street Glide specifically, and we're going to talk about why one of these new models are not in my garage yet. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you'll know last year I had a pretty big wish list, and I said if Harley Davidson brought a lot of these features from the 23.5 CVO Street Glide to the new models, that I was buying one. And you may be wondering if I was blowing smoke, because I haven't bought one yet, and it's been several months now. So we're going to talk about why I don't have one of these in the garage just yet. The number one complaint I hear about Harley Davidsons are they're too expensive. Probably the most obvious thing is I can't afford it. I mean, that would be why I don't have one in the garage yet. And that's kind of true. I mean, I'm not rich. I'm a working stiff. I have a full-time job. I'm surprised the number of people that think I'm a full-time content creator with 17,000 subscribers. If you don't know what YouTube pays, maybe I should do a video on that, but I'm lucky if it buys my lunch every day. To be honest, can I afford one? Let's talk about what the price is on a new model. Now, I think the new models are a great value at $26,000 for the base price. But the problem is that's gray, and I'm not riding a primer gray bike. I like black. If it was black, I would probably still look at the base price model, but I don't. I don't like gray, so we gotta go to an upgrade. That's 850 bucks. Now, that's not the end of the world. We're still under 27,000. I bought this bike out the door for 21,000. It's a Street Glide Special 2016. And I had nothing extra on it. No Gibby warranties, no upgrades, no exhaust, just flat base price out the door, as cheap as I could get. I could probably get a new model out the door for 27,000 or less in the color I want if I was gonna go with chrome. And I'm a chrome guy. I've traditionally gone with chrome. But in the new models, there are two things that are making me switch to black. If I buy a new bike, I'm gonna do the black trim, not the chrome trim. One is that god-awful red in the badge on every tank emblem, no matter what the color of the bike is. I mean, if you got Whiskey Fire, the red would be fine, it blends in. But against the blue, it's a clash, and I really like the blue. I even felt like it was a bit of a clash, you know, on the white and the green and some other colors that I have seen it on. So I just don't like the red tank emblem. If they'd have done the black tank emblem on all the models, I think it would have been a better choice. Personal preference, you do you. But that's driving me away. And I could change the tank emblem out. It's been done, lots of people do it. But it's not just that, there's another reason. The front forks. So I've been cleaning on this bike, and the front forks are getting pitted and things like that. It's that bare metal finish, the brushed aluminum or whatever it is. And after time, 8 years, it starts to look pretty crappy, and there's actually a lot of work to clean them up. Maybe if I did it every year, it wouldn't be so bad, but I don't. I ride this thing. I don't clean this thing, I ride this thing. I put miles on it. I average almost 10,000 miles a year. I know there's some road warriors out there that put a lot more miles than that on there. I'm not one of them, but 10,000 miles a year is not bad, in my opinion. I get to go to a lot of events. I do a lot of riding around here in the Ozarks. It's amazing. And I put a few miles on other bikes besides just my own. Now, when you get the black trim, you get smooth black front forks. They're easier to keep clean. I think they would look better over time and not have the pitting and stuff that these middle ones have. So that's the second reason. The third reason is I think the air cleaner on the chrome one, the big chrome air cleaner, is just a little too much. I'm probably going to change the air cleaner out eventually. But right now I feel like I'm going with a black trim bike and a color upgrade. So that's about another $2,000. So we're from 27 to 29. Probably gonna want a seat upgrade, a windshield upgrade, taller bars, and heated grips. I'm used to having all those things on this bike. I recently rode a road glide for 600 miles over a couple days in Northwest Arkansas that had an upgraded seat. The bars are taller than the Street Glide bars from the factory. So those are things I'm sure I'm gonna want, So I'm looking at 30 grand, and that's a lot of money. For me, it's a lot of money. Can I afford a new bike at $30,000? Well, I know I'm gonna get more than $10,000 out of this bike, maybe 14. I would like to get 14 out of it. We'll see what we get, because I am putting it up for sale. We'll get to that in just a second. but that's going to reduce the payment on that $30,000 bike. I know what I'm looking at probably for a payment. I can afford it because yesterday I just made my last payment on my 2018 Ford F-150, which costs more than a CVO. So I'm not so much worried about making the payment when the time comes. But the fact is, something else has come up that is a bigger priority to spend money on than a new bike. And people that have been following me on social media have seen that I took the fairing off of my bike. I had a custom painted fairing. We'll throw that up here. And I put the factory fairing back on. I had the original fairing, so it's back on the bike. I've been cleaning it. I've been doing things to it. People have been commenting, oh, it's time for him to get a new bike. I did a 600-mile demo ride, and people thought I bought that bike. I have not bought a new 2024 model yet at the time of this recording. But I do love the bikes. I mean, I put over 1,000 miles on them now between the launch in January, Daytona riding in March, and now riding this road glide on the Pig Trail in April. And so I definitely want one, and I gotta get those BAM sticks. If you have not heard the BAM sticks on the new Milwaukee 117 with the water-cooled heads, it really will wake you up. I mean, it's a big difference than the factory exhaust if you haven't heard them. Here, I'll play a clip for you. Yeah, they sound good, don't they? Yeah, Tab Performance, we'll be talking when I get a new bike, don't worry. So what's more important than having a motorcycle in my life? Well, don't worry, I'm still gonna have a motorcycle. The 2000 Dyna I've been working on this winter. I've got some things going on with it. It's just about ready to hit the road. I'll start riding it some, especially if I sell the tour bike before I buy something else. All right, so let's go take a look and see what's keeping me from buying a new 2024 Harley Davidson Touring Model. And no, it's not another brand of a motorcycle. I'm not switching to Indian or Triumph or BMW or any other brand for that matter. I do love these new models. That has not got anything to do with it. So this is going to be the home of riding in the Ozarks and Firecracker on two wheels going forward. So many of you, if you've bought a home, know that you really can't be making big purchases and changing things that affect your credit and your debt to income and all those things when you're in the middle of trying to buy a house. So that's why there's no bike yet. But let's show you what we are getting. Now, we're not moved in yet, but I've started getting a few things in here for the shop. We've got the lawnmowers moved over and the four-wheeler. For those of you that aren't familiar, where I live currently, we rent. Me and my wife just got married in September. We rented a place together last year, and I have a shop, and then we have a place we rent with a two-car garage. This is going to give us a shop. That's where we're at now. I'll show you the shop. So the shop is 30 by 40. So that's going to replace my existing shop and should hold everything. Now, there's something I probably should explain. For some of you that have been watching the channel for a while, you know me and my wife just got married in September. We've been together for, well, almost 8 years. So this house is special because right before we got married, her younger brother passed away. Medical issues that he's dealt with for a long time. So anyway, not to get into the details of it, but this house is very special. And they wanted to keep it in the family, and we need a place to live, to make our own. We were actually going to build a shop house, but this checks a lot of boxes for us, starting with the shop. That's a big thing for me, to have room for all the stuff, the bikes, to work on things. So some of the stuff in the back was here that was his. And some of that's going to come out and go to other family members. Some of it we still have to go through. But we've got enough room to work with to get moved in here. Where we're at currently has a little more space in the duplex. It's 3 bedroom, 2 bath. This is a 2 bedroom, 2 bath. So I'm giving up an office area where I edit and record and stuff. But what I'm getting in return is an unfinished garage. Let me turn the light on in here for you guys. This garage is unfinished. We'll have a green screen in here for those of you that know what that's for. I still got to do some decorating. I get the benches in here and the toolboxes and some other stuff. Working on putting a backdrop up on one side. But this is going to be my space to record, to have the bikes parked in, probably put the lift in here if there's room and stuff. That'd be kind of become my man cave and place to hang out and work. So that's going to be cool. I get the garage and the shop. And one thing about it with being unfinished is I can kind of finish it out the way I want. It's got roughed in electric, but I can add electric where I want. One thing is there's no plumbing in here, and that's okay. The house is right next door. This is detached, but it's really close to the house, so it's not a big deal to go over there to use the bathroom or wash your hands. The shop I have now doesn't have running water in it, so I'm kind of used to that. This has got a really nice wood finish on the outside, and the inside it has a very similar decor. I have learned that you have to watch out though. Don't put your hand up here. You're going to have really sticky sap on it. It's really hard to get off. Now I'm not going to show you all around, but this is what the inside wood finish looks like. It's really nice. There's a bathroom right there. Kitchen's back there. Bedrooms are there and there. There's a mud room, laundry room on the other side of the bathroom there. So that's kind of it on the inside. Has plenty of room in the kitchen, walk-in closet, 2-bed, 2-bath. That'll meet our needs. And actually we didn't want bigger than 2-bed, 2-bath when we got older. Once the kids are out of the house, that'll give me a spare room or an office inside the house. But for now, we can go ahead and get in here and get this thing working for us. So we're excited about that. I hope you guys are excited for us, but that's what's going on. So now you see why I haven't upgraded to a 2024 Street Glide yet, but don't worry, when the time comes, I'm gonna stop by Renegade Harley Davidson and see what they can do to put my ass in the saddle of one of these new motorcycles. Y'all stay safe, keep on riding, and we'll see you in the next one.